Great to be back, of course, once again to discuss football across the continent of Africa. Welcome. My name remains Ashal Luluafemi. How has it been for you? Of course, the year 2025. We're about entering the third week. Gradually, the year 2025 is day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, is gradually going. I hope all your plans and program for the year are gradually, taking shape. Once again, you're welcome. James Aguirre is here, and today, of course, we'll be taking you across the news, making the major headlines in Africa. James, you're welcome once again, and how nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Femi. I'm happy to be on today's edition, and I'm very good. I'm looking forward to for the week, the Champions League week, and other sporting activities. So, and also let me quickly say this: congratulations to Nigeria's under-19 women's cricket team. The early hours of Monday morning, they defeated New Zealand. That was their first ever victory at that tournament. So, and they are topping the group now, Group C. They have South Africa, they have Samoa. Their first game, they couldn't play because of bad weather, and they shared the points, and they now went on to defeat New Zealand. So they will be taking on South Africa on Wednesday. So hopefully they will be able to progress to the Super Six. So just to show that Nigeria, when it comes to any sport, as long as they put their mind, they can achieve anything. So congratulations to the Nigeria under-19 women's cricket team at the ongoing ICC World Cup in Malaysia.
Yeah, of course. Well said, James. And like you said, I think cricket is one of the sports that is gradually getting attention on the continent of Africa. I know Nigeria, Kenya, even Ghana, these countries are trying to find their foot in the sport. Okay, today, of course, we'll talk about Eric Sekou Chelle, of course, the new coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, is still generating some reaction. And of course, we're talking about former African Footballer of the Year, Victor Osimhen. And we'll be asking you whether a particular decision he made was right or wrong. They'll be looking at the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup. Of course, the group stages have been competed for those two club competitions in Africa. James, let's get started. Of course, on Friday, we had on the Soccer Africa, of course, a program on one of the cable news network in Africa. Victor Ikpeba, of course, a member of the Nigeria Football Federation Technical Committee, who were responsible for recommending Chelle to the NFF, was on that program. And he was talking about some of the reasons why they decided to settle for Chelle. And one of the things he said was, he said it was difficult for the technical committee to get a top manager. And again, he said they were charmed by the fact that Chelle, a young coach, 47, was ready to take the risk of, accepting the Super Eagles job. James, do you agree with some of this? Because as a matter of fact, I also went ahead to, to play up his achievement with Mali. He said that when he was in charge of Mali, Mali were difficult to beat. What he did at AFCON before they lost to, painfully lost to eventual winners, Ivory Coast and host. James, do you agree with the fact that Nigeria could not get a top manager to manage the Super Eagles? Or would you say the bottom line is just the fact that the NFF is broke?
Femi, I think you've said it already. We all know why they couldn't go for a top coach. I mean, it's the bottom line. It has always been money. Issues of unpaid salaries, bonuses. Even there was I saw in one write-up that the Super Eagles players are still being owed mad bonuses, winning their bonuses. So I mean, you've taken it out of my mouth. It's still about money because I mean, top coaches don't come cheap. You must pay the top money for you to get world-class coach. So that was the reason why they decided to go for what is it called? Eric Chelle, So I mean, he's on board now. So the best that we can do is just give him support. And I know, I mean, they are the ones who appointed him. So I mean, they will always want to paint his image, make him look very good, and that he did this for Mali, did that, So that I mean, I wasn't surprised, for people saying that, So it's what they've appointed him. So at least they want the whole world to see that, look, we've gotten a good coach that can do well. That, okay, comparing Nigeria and Mali, fine. You want to see Nigeria in terms of achievement and what have you. We are ahead of Mali, fine. But they will be looking at it that, okay, if he can do so well with a country like Mali, I mean, I'm not just imagine what he will do with Nigeria that's blessed with a lot of talented players, So, like I said, he's on board now. So there's no point trying to drag any issues again. What he needs now is the support. We would have had the opportunity of seeing him in close quarters. Unfortunately, the CHAN was postponed, so we don't have the opportunity to. The later we'll see Chel in action is during the World Cup qualifiers in March. Unfortunately, there won't be any friendly game to. At least let's see what to expect. We only get that on the World Cup qualifiers. So let's just pray for the best. People have said their mind, and it's now time for me, it's now time to support the coach. I mean, he's on board now. He's on board, so there's nothing we can do about it. Only to give him this full support, because we have to qualify for the World Cup. The situation is not looking good for us at all. So that's just...
Excuse me. Okay, James, I've always said this, and I'm going to put it to you again. Excuse me. If Nigeria failed to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, of course, no one is praying for that because it is going to be catastrophic. Of course, we all knew the aftermath of failure to qualify for the 2022 event in Qatar. Would you blame Eric Chell? Because like you said, 4 matches down, 6 to go. Of course, you have Jose Peseiro and of course Finidi George taking care of 2 matches each and didn't do well. Would you blame? Let me put it in category so that you can understand now. Would you blame Chell? Would you blame the NFF? Would you blame the players? Or is going to be a combined vilification?
I don't think Chell has anything to do with it if we fail to qualify for the World Cup, because the mess is already there. It's just like trying to. It's like what the late Amadi Shuaibu, what they used to do in the past.
But he's going to take charge of 6 games. He's going to take charge of the remaining 6 matches.
I know, but look at the situation that they are in, and they are 4 points away from the top teams. South Africa, Benin Republic, and Rwanda. They've not won any game out of 4 games. Super Eagles have drawn 3, lost 1. So he's in a very tight situation. So it will be unfair to now heap all the blame on him when those before him did a terrible job. I mean, 4 games, Nigeria they are yet to win 1. They failed to defeat Lesotho, failed to defeat South Africa here. They lost to Benin in the World Cup, but drew with Zimbabwe. And now you now brought in somebody that you now want to, like, okay, team failed to lose is the cause. I remember in an interview that Wilfred did a forum where other players were there. He said that the players should take the responsibility. That's what Wilfred did. Said the players they failed to live up to expectations. So they put themselves in this situation. So they find, I know the coach has the part to play, but the players too, they have to step. I mean, these are players who failed to qualify for the last World Cup. So we expect them to go on guns blazing and take the initiative. But I mean, look at the performance. Okay. All the 4 games are abysmal. So you cannot now heap all the blame on Chell for somebody who is just coming in to like a rescue mission. So I think it will be unfair if you now, because I think you are looking for a scapegoat, somebody to blame for all your own, for what you have done in the past, So for me, I'm not going to blame him, but I just pray that he'll be able to turn things around.
Okay, of course, Chell, that would be Zimbabwe and Rwanda. I think those are going to be the 2 countries that Nigeria are going to face in March. And James, the interesting thing about it is that South Africa coach Hugo Bruce has said he's going to quit his job if the Super Eagles qualify from that group. So we are waiting to see what. So it's going to be drama. And James, one of the players that Richel is going to work with, he has promised that the Super Eagles are going to score goals, which is going to be a sweet music, or is a sweet music to the ears of the NFF and of course football fans in Nigeria, because we saw that during the qualifiers they found it hard to score in the 4 matches they played already. Is Victor Osimhen. Last week, a report emerged in Turkey, as a matter of fact, by Turkish transfer expert, who said that Victor Osimhen turned down a 70 million euro move to Manchester United this January. And I'm sure you've seen that news that Napoli were very livid with him because they thought that it would have been a great opportunity, for them to cash in on him and just forget the fact that Victor Osimhen played for the club. But the actor in this case is Victor Osimhen. James, do you think that was a wrong decision, a wrong move about Victor Osimhen? Of course, we knew that he's promised Galatasaray that it's going to see out his loan until June. And by that June, it is possible that United might not even come back again. And who knows, it might be another merry-go-rounding, top clubs might not come, PSG might look away, Chelsea might look away, United might look away. Do you think that was a very poor decision on behalf of from Victor Osimhen?
Femi, I remember before Victor Osimhen eventually moved to Galatasaray, we all saw what happened in the transfer market. We all thought he was going back to Poli because of the way the whole transfer thing went. Eventually, he landed in Galatasaray. And it's like he's found a new home. And, he's scoring goals, he's doing well. And you now expect him to now jump ship in the same transfer to go to United struggling.
Wait,
it's like
James,
what?
Don't start what you can't finish, because United fans will come for you. But I want to tell you that in the top five leagues in Europe, at that time, for a reigning African Footballer of the Year, Turkey is not supposed to even be on the table for him, because a lot of people were expecting him to still maintain that level of at least go to one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. Now, having been there, you find yourself there maybe due to the circumstances. And a top club, forget that United are struggling. Every club struggles at a particular time. I remember there was a time Bayern Munich could not even qualify for the Champions League in the Bundesliga. I'm sure you can relate. But for a club like United to come for you with 70 million pounds, the same amount of money that is in your contract for January, and turning them down, all in the name of you want to stay in Galatasaray, it could be a decision that Osimhen might live to regret. Do you agree with that? Do you think along that line? Or you just want to diss United? Or you want to diss United?
No. You know about this United. Finally, when it comes to transfers, there are 2 things involved: the interest of the club and the interest of the players. If you agree with me, the reason why Napoli wants him to move, look at how much did they get him for? I think it's like they're almost about to recoup what they spend on him. So it will have been big business for them. So for them, it's about business, about the money. And also the player too, we look at it that he's already settled in Galatasaray. He's scoring goals, the fans love him, he has settled well. So for him to now find United is one of the biggest, to me, they're one of the, in terms of looking at the top 5 richest club. You cannot mention the top 5 richest club without mentioning Manchester United. We also, when Igalo joined them, the way he was raving about the club and everything. But, Osimhen too would have, they follow what's happening. You know that United, they're struggling. What if he joins United and things don't go well? Because the Premiership is, they are not going to get relegated, but, he won't do well, because no matter how hard he tries, the team is struggling. We all heard what the coach said, that this maybe is United's, his current United team is the worst in history of the club. For a coach to come out and do such. So, nobody wants to go and join a struggling club. So, because now that I don't see him staying in Galatasaray in the summer, it's like he's already put himself out there. He's scoring goals, and it's possible they're going to win the league. So he has positioned himself in a way that big clubs will definitely come for him. So jumping ship in the middle of the season, from doing so well, now go to a club where you're going to struggle, your value will drop. I mean, you understand these things. I mean, if your value drop, you know what that means in football. So his value, the way it's scoring now, his value is going high. So for me, I can't say that he made a mistake. I mean, he's also looking out for himself. The club, they're looking out for themselves. He's also looking out for himself. I mean, look at his former teammate, Kvaratskhelia. He has left Napoli. He has left Napoli and joined the PSG. In the middle of the season. So everybody with their own interest. So for me, it's about interest. The player is looking out for what is good for him. The club, so they are looking at how to cash out. Because for me, I think is the biggest in terms of their biggest asset currently in Napoli. Fine is not playing with them, but he's still in their books, and for me, he's still their biggest asset. And so. I mean, so for me, I don't see that it's as a big mistake. It's about what you want for yourself, and if he's doing well in Galatasaray, why jump ship?
Okay. All right. United fans, wherever you are across the world, I don't know, do you agree with James? Do you think the decision by Victor Osimhen not to join United for 70 million euros at this point, that was the exact amount of money in its clause, the clause in the contract for the winter transfer. Do you think Victor Osimhen was right to remain at Galatasaray, or do you think he should have joined United regardless of the challenge United are going through? Please let us know in the comments. Wherever you are across the world, let me know, or let us know in the comment section if you agree with James. James, let's talk about the CAF Confederation Cup. Of course, as expected, it is like something that is written in black and white. It was again North African show. And I think we have only ASEC Mimosa. They are the only West African team that made it to the knockout phase in the CAF Confederation Cup. James Enyimba, Nigeria's only sole surviving club on the continent, of course, like I said, expected, they faltered and they are out of the competition. Did that come as a shock to you? Were you expecting someone like Stanley Guma to do the magic after Daniel Larewaju was fired? And were you disappointed in Enyimba actually, James? Because this is a team that is familiar with playing on the continent, but again, they've not been able to raise their standard, despite having the likes of Nigeria football legend, Kanu Nwankwo taking charge of running the club as the chairman.
Femi, because Kanu is in charge doesn't mean he knows what he understands the politics or what it takes to compete in the continent. I mean, if you're talking about people like Felix Anyansi, those are people who were in the thick of things. They know the politics. They were involved. Former governor Jules Okalu. So Femi, playing on the continent is not just about your talent you have in your team. You must be well involved. You must play the politics. You must know the antics. You must be involved in everything. You said they've been on the continent before, the former champions of the CAF Champions League. But that's like how many years ago? Different ball game entirely now. The players then they are not the same players around now. So it's about past glories. I wasn't anything from Enyimba, especially when they are opening 2 games. I just knew that it was a matter of time before they crash out. One win in 6 games, 3 defeats, 2 draws. I mean, when they defeated the Blackpool, we all thought, okay, maybe they were trying to, do something. Then they went on to draw in a must-win game against Al Masry. So from there, you just know that, and everything was just against the odds were just against them, because they had to go to Zamalek and win and hope Al Masry doesn't win. And that was never going to happen. So they already put themselves in a very tight corner. So as you lay your bed, you lie on it. So that's just it. It's so unfortunate because Femi, talking about Nigerian clubs and their poor performances on the continent, and it keeps happening there. The last time the Nigerian team got to the final of any CAF competition was 2010. That was Champions League Atlant. Since then, no Nigerian club side. So it goes to show the state of Nigerian football, the domestic league. We've kind of lost it completely. Like, it's sad, Femi, very, very sad. Look at the 8 teams in the Champions League. We have 6 North African teams and 2 teams from South Africa, Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns. Well, this goes to show you that All the likes of Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, most of their players they prefer to just dump the domestic league
And move abroad.
and fly out, move abroad to move to especially to Europe. I mean, professional teams they've kind of built their leagues, pumped in money. You know, that's why most of their players they don't go out. Especially if you look at the PSL, most of the guys and they are homegrown. The last AFCON, so most of the players for the Bafana is from the PSL. And it goes to show you that they pump money, they've lifted the league. So that's just it for me. We've lost it. We've lost it. And there's no sign that there's any turnaround anyway. You have to be deliberate. When anybody won the CAF Champions League, the governor then he made sure the recruitment was top notch. You had one of the best players in the team. Everything was top notch, and they were able to achieve. So for me, presently no Nigerian team is ready to do anything meaningful. They are ready to just sell players and make money and that's just it. So maybe better luck next time for him. But yeah, like I said, like I told you, I never expected anything from them, so I wasn't surprised or disappointed.
Okay, all right. Well put together, James. So CAF Confederation Cup in Group A, you have Simba versus Constantine made it through, and Simba, very good one for Simba. In Group B, you have RS Berkane and of course Stellenbosch made it through. Group C, you have USF Alger, excuse me, like I said, ASEC Mimosas. And in Group D, you have Zamalek and of course Al Masry as expected. And you have finished fifth, just third. I beg your pardon, third with 5 points. And in the CAF Champions League, you have Al Hilal versus and the MC Alger. They made it through. Young Africans, very sad one, James. Young Africans and of course TP Mazembe, they finished third and fourth, so they are out. Group B, you have AS FAR, of course, and Mamelodi Sundowns. AS FAR of Morocco, James, you were kind of surprised, the surprise package in that team because you ordinarily expect Mamelodi Sundowns to top that group. And in Group C, you have Orlando Pirates and Al Ahly. James, were you surprised? In 1 minute, were you surprised that Orlando Pirates beat Al Ahly to Group C in the CAF Champions League? You know, the Pirates 14 points, then Al Ahly 10 points. Were you surprised in 30 seconds?
I wasn't that surprised. Like I told you, the South African team they've been doing well, especially Mamelodi Sundowns. And the good thing is Orlando Pirates to have joined them. So beating, I think the teams that are really standing up against this North African dominance is the teams from the PSL, especially Mamelodi Sundowns. Now Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates are not a small team when it comes to the continent. Remember, they won the Champions League. They have made an appearance in 1995 with the Nigerian former Super Eagles goalkeeper Willie Okpara in goal. You know, so they've been on the continent for the experience there. You know, so good one for them. I mean, it's just goes to show that the league in South Africa is really up and running, and that's why it's reflecting on their performance on the continent. So, let's just see how things pan out, and I expect good football from the quarterfinals.
Okay, of course. And in Group D, last but not the least, Group D of the CAF Champions League, we have ES Tunis and of course Pyramid qualifying for the knockout phase. So it's still the North African affair as far as the two football club competition in Africa is concerned. James Agberibi, thank you so much for your incisive analysis today. But I just hope that you've not caught the wrath of United fans over saying that they are struggling and we have no reason to join them. So please let us know wherever you are across the world. So long you're a United fan, or even if you're a football fan generally, what do you think? Do you think Victor Osimhen should have joined United this January in the winter transfer window with 70 million euros? United were ready to pay, but he turned down the offer with the decision to stay back at Galatasaray. Do you agree? Please let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much to our producer for always doing this for us. We'll see you next time. I remain Ashalelu Afeni. Bye for now.